There are films you watch, and then there are films that feel like they were waiting for you. Your Name wasn't just a movie for me. It arrived exactly when my life felt like it was collapsing inward, when every day blurred into the next, when I couldn't see a future worth walking toward. And somehow, this film became the thread that led me back. Makoto Shinkai has always created with a kind of devotion that I recognize instantly. The same obsessive love for craft that Miyazaki has, just expressed through a different emotional language. Where Miyazaki uses warmth and nostalgia, Shinkai uses longing, that quiet ache inside your chest for something you can't explain, a feeling that something important is missing from your life. You just don't know what. And that feeling is the foundation of Your Name. When I first watched the film, I wasn't doing well. Everything felt heavy, the world looked dimmer than it used to, and I felt disconnected from myself, like Taki waking up in a body that isn't his, in a life he barely recognizes. Then the movie begins, and suddenly I'm immersed in Shinkai's world, a world filled with tiny, deliberate details, the glow of Tokyo at night, the warm wooden textures of Itamori's shrine, the quiet hum of trains passing through still mornings, and for the first time in a long time, I felt something inside me move. Shinkai once said he tries to create moments of beauty strong enough to break through whatever walls people build around themselves. And that's exactly what Your Name did. Its emotional resonance was subtle, not a shock, but a slow, steady warmth. A reminder that I was still human, still capable of feeling something even after months of emotional numbness. But there was something else too, something I didn't have a word for back then. Your Name made me nostalgic for places I've never been, for memories that aren't mine, for a life I've never lived. There's a word for that, anemoia, a longing for something you've never actually experienced. That's the real magic of Makoto Shinkai. He creates worlds so emotionally precise that you feel like you remember them, as if they're buried somewhere in your subconscious. When the camera lingers on a morning sky or the wind moves through grass in an impossibly gentle way, you don't just see it, you remember it. Even if you've never lived in rural Japan, never braided kumihimo cords, never stood under a twilight sky, waiting for someone you've never met. Your Name makes you feel like you have. That's the power of anemoia, a kind of borrowed nostalgia that fills the empty spaces inside you with emotions you didn't know you needed. There's a scene, one of the best I've ever witnessed, anime or otherwise. She opens her hand, and something in you opens with it. People often compare Shinkai and Miyazaki, but it's not because they make similar films. They don't. What connects them is a shared devotion, a kind of creative discipline that borders on obsession. Miyazaki paints worlds with childlike warmth, capturing the things we've forgotten to appreciate. Shinkai paints worlds with longing, capturing the things we've never experienced yet somehow miss deeply. They're two artists reaching toward the same truth from completely different angles. When Miyazaki draws wind, it's soft, life-affirming. When Shinkai draws wind, it carries a sense of distance, like it's passing through your fingers and you can't hold it. Both speak to the heart, but Shinkai speaks to the part of the heart that aches quietly, And during my darkest period, that's the voice I needed. At that point in my life, I didn't need motivation, I didn't need advice, I didn't need someone to tell me it would get better. I needed a reason to feel anything, and your name gave me that. The film doesn't pretend life is simple. It doesn't offer easy solutions. It doesn't deny pain or loss, but it offers something subtler, something more human, connection. Two souls reaching for each other across impossible distance, not because they want to, but because they need to. There was something incredibly comforting about that idea. That maybe the things we've lost haven't truly disappeared. Maybe they're just out of reach, waiting for us at the right moment, at the right place, in a version of Twilight where time bends just enough to let us touch what we thought was gone. Watching the film, I felt this spark, small but real, a reminder that even if my life felt empty, there were still threads connecting me to places, people, and futures I couldn't see yet. What makes your name so strange and beautiful is the way Makoto Shinkai blends the everyday with the impossible. On the surface, it's a sci-fi film, body swapping, time distortion, dreams that bleed into reality, a comet that splits the sky and splits fate with it. But Shinkai doesn't use sci-fi the way most creators do. For him, the supernatural isn't the point. It's the language he uses to express feelings that are too big for ordinary life. Time loops become metaphors for regret. Parallel timelines become metaphors for missed chances. Memory loss becomes a metaphor for the people we love, but somehow drift away from. And the red thread, the cord of fate, becomes the symbol for something we all secretly feel inside us. The longing for a soulmate, not in the cheesy romantic way, but in that deeper, quieter way. The desire to meet someone who sees you, who understands the parts of you you don't know how to express. Someone who makes the world feel like it fits again. Shinkai builds entire worlds out of that longing. He paints skies too beautiful to be real, cities that glow like memories, and characters who look like they're always searching for something just out of reach. And maybe that's why your name resonates so much. Because even with its sci-fi twists, even with its cosmic scale, it's still telling the most human story in the world. We all want to find the person we're meant for, but very few of us ever do. Most people spend their whole lives feeling like Taki and Mitsuha, knowing something is missing, feeling a presence they can't name, a kind of emotional gravity pulling them forward toward someone they can't describe. And when the film shows them finally crossing paths, after timelines collapse, after memories fade, after the universe tries to keep them apart, it hits something primal, because deep down, we all wish that fate would fight for us like that. Shinkai's art captures that longing better than anyone. His skies aren't just skies, they're the shape of hope. His light isn't just light, it's the reminder that maybe there is someone out there whose path will cross yours, even if the world has to bend time and space to make it happen. And your name leaves us with this quiet truth. You might not have found them yet, you might not even know what you're looking for, but the thread is still there, pulling you forward, guiding you toward a life that feels like it belongs to you again.